Since the last two videos were fairly easy, I thought to myself, I wonder what would really make me hate my life and question my choices. And so that led me to today's video. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only thrown spears? I woke up, as always, with this man who claims to be my uncle watching me sleep. I chose a beautiful name and made my character look like every girl I knew in high school. Stole Grunkle Mitchell's things, picked some perks, answered a few questions, stole some more things, and made my way out into the wasteland. I sold some things to Beardy, then went to speak to Sunny Smiles, where now the real game begins. We made our way to go murder some geckos, where I found out that I can't pick my spears back up, and realized this was going to be more difficult than initially thought. Fought a few more geckos using all of my starting spears, started punching the air, and ended the tutorial. At which time I decided to head back into town and try to start a small war. Spoke to Ringo and told him I would try to round up some fellas to help his predicament. Took everything of value from him and went to speak to the people of the town. Sold stuff to Chet and realized he doesn't sell spears. Finally, put some clothes on and spoke to Sunny. She told me she loves murder and it wouldn't be too hard to convince some of the others to get on the bandwagon. So I convinced everyone but Stinky Pete and then told Ringo we were war ready. I then sent the town into a battle that I started and watched from the sidelines, looting the bodies as they fell, stood by a scared Joe Cobb to give away his position, and somehow this town of unlearned hicks won the battle against heavily armed convicts. I sold more things to Chet, stole some things from Chet, paid my respects to a legend, and left into the Mojave on my search for the Vegas Strip. Almost got stuck, saw God himself, then spoke to Vendertron. I arrived in Freeside, where I spoke to Mick about some spears, of which he had none, got chased by a crackhead and led him to the Kings, where they promptly murdered him, got chased by several more crackheads when old Ben came to defend my honor, and made it onto the Strip, where my game crashed. I loaded back in and went to speak to Mr. Klaus or whatever, spoke to Benny in the suite I made him give me, and told him to scram. I then dipped before his men could notice me, spoke to Yes Man to open my options, headed to Caesar's Fort believing it to be my best bet at getting spears. Spoilers, it wasn't. Got a weird angle of this guy and went upriver.
The trip will take a few hours. Take your place on the boat.
Relinquished all of my 0 weapons to this guy. Got caught stealing where this dude instantly started blasting and spoke to Caesar. He told me to blow up House's bunker, and I told him, anything for you, Father Caesar. Accidentally upgraded the Robo Army instead of destroying it, so I reloaded a save and did it right, getting several laser-sized holes blown through my body on the way. Left the bunker with minor radiation poisoning and a few burning holes in my skull. I went back to Caesar and told him I carried out his will, banished Benny to crucifixion. Caesar then told me to eliminate Mr. House. I left, watched the sunset, and dipped from the island where douchebag Holmes stopped me and informed me he's been stalking me for several days. Since I was unfortunately unarmed, I had no choice but to let him go. I left the area, walked through an irradiated town with ghouls chasing me, got saved by my soon-to-be enemies, and left. found a nice spot to loot, and found out it was not so nice. Then my game crashed. Tried to load it back up and crashed again. Finally loaded back in, and instead of walking through the irradiated town, I fast traveled to Freeside, where I checked on Mick's spear collection, of which he once again didn't have, watched Ralph get murdered, then slept for several in-game weeks, getting nothing. So I fast traveled back, where I walked through Greenville once again, and observed some legionaries AFK to hopefully loot some spears off their dead bodies. They saved me, but didn't have any spears, making this whole trip and their sacrifices pointless. With the measly 7 spears I bought off Mick, I went and murdered Mr. House. Somehow missing the first one. Got blasted by his Securitrons, and put Ralph in bed since he seemed very sleepy. Spent even more time trying to get more spears from Mick, approximately 32 real-life minutes waiting for spears. After getting a grand total of 16 spears, I made my way back to the fort. I jumped off this cliff like a dumbass. Caesar then told me to get the boomers on our side, to which I obliged. So I fast traveled as close as I could and went to the AFB. Entered Field's shack and stole everything that wasn't bolted down. Got a little blown up. Then spoke to Mommy Pearl. Stole a bunch of stuff to sell to the gun runners. Listen to this kid's boring ass, lame ass story. Brought Jack a girlfriend. Entered the ant bunker. Cleared it out with Loyal's device. Then stole everything I could. Mommy Pearl told me I was a good boy and said to speak to Loyal, who then told me to put flotation devices on a plane in the middle of an irradiated lake infested with several things that could kill me in an instant. So I did just that, no questions asked. I made my way back, and the boomers pledged their loyalty to me. So I went to tell Caesar just that. He congratulated me and told me to speak to the White Gloves about joining up with us before having a spaz attack. About this time, I lost several hours of footage where I did everything needed to get the White Gloves on my side, but then they all decided to disappear, making Caesar very angry with me and telling me to kill the entire Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, with approximately only 25 spears. I wiped quite a few of them, and even got 2 of the 3 cards needed to self-destruct their base before retreating due to low health, supplies, and spears. After losing the footage, I quit recording for about a week. After eventually getting back into the Mojave, I spent a whole hour trying to get more spears from Mick, amassing 13 whole spears. Bought some medical supplies from Grunkle Mitchell, then stole some things from the Silver Rush to sell to the gun runners. Spent about an hour on screen getting more spears, and about 2 whole days off screen getting spears. After finally recording again, I had amassed 50 spears, so I fast traveled back to the bunker to fuck some shit up. As soon as I entered, they were waiting for me. I took out the few waiting at the door, healed up, and decided to head further in, where this dude changed his outfit like a sim. I killed him, and his buddies rushed in. I killed a few of them, and then they blasted the shit out of me. I decided to re up on supplies and weaponry, bought some more stems from Grunkle Mitchell, stole a bunch of booze from the bar, stole food from houses around town, and went back to kick some ass. Got the shit smacked out of me, and gave up. Decided the Legion wasn't worth it, since the only reason I joined was to get more spears, and I did not receive a single one from them. Decided to load up my previous save with 50 spears, and my dumbass saved over it. One minor mistake away from giving up on this whole challenge, I went back to the strip to speak to the Omertas. Then to the cons. On the way, getting stopped by this lady who thinks her shit don't stink. Got chased by some lizards. Made it to Red Rock. Then to Yes Man. I told him to take over the Lucky 38, to which he did. I sat through the boring presentation, and he told me to go to the NCR substation. Decided to better my relationship with the NCR to make the battle a little easier. I went to the back of the strip where the soldiers decided to attack me for no reason, and I ran away, only to get butt fucked by the robo bitches I just upgraded. So I reloaded my previous save, sat through the same boring shit, and went to the substation, murdering some legionnaires on the way. I ran in, did whatever it was Yes Man told me to do, and left. Told Yes Man I was ready for the Hoover battle, ran through a hail of gunfire, and entered the dam. Ran past these armored fucks, where Yes Man gave me instructions on how to blow up the dam. So I went for the conveniently placed self-destruction button and got the hell out of Dodge, sacrificing the robots on my way to the fort. After entering the fort, I ran past everyone once again and got to the legate. Being extremely tired of this stupid challenge, I copped out of the fight with him and spoke him down. I went back to the gate where this orange car tried to pull a fast one over on me, where I informed him I would kill him. Then my spears glitched out and he survived. Yet Yes Man seemed content with it, and so, with everyone hating me, taking almost a month to record, extreme back pain, and in the middle of moving house, I finally beat Fallout New Vegas with only thrown spears. This video, between the difficulty of it, moving, and my shit-smeared potato of a computer constantly crashing and not recording properly, almost made me quit gaming permanently. So I truly hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and share, as I would be more grateful than you would even imagine. It always makes me happy and puts a huge smile on my face to see people enjoy these videos. I hope you all have a good one. Can't wait to see you all in the next one, and I'll see you. We made our way to go murder some geckos, where I found out that I can't pick my spears back up, and realized this was gonna be fucking Christ. I went back to Caesar and told him I carried out his will, banished Benny to crucifixion. I just can't speak right today. I made my way back to the boomers. Shit. So I went for the Damn.